Let's have some fun today. I have been fortunate to have valued some of the most unique assets in the world, including the Brooklyn Bridge, the Atlanta Airport, Aleyaskan Pipeline, and the state of Hawaii. In this video, I will walk you through my thought process on how I approach valuations of such unique assets when there are no comps or databases to refer to.
Most of us think that the only time one needs a valuation is for a deal or transaction, but valuations can be needed for accounting, taxes, and insurance.
I will lift the veil on how I approach valuations of such unique assets. The asset I selected to value for you today is the most iconic monument in all of Europe, the Eiffel Tower of Paris. Let's get the basics down first. It was built in 1889. It's a 1,000-foot tower in the heart of Paris, attracts 7 million tourists annually, and is also used for broadcasting communications. It is made of lattice-shaped wrought iron and has 20,000 lights.
The Eiffel Tower was built for $1.5 million in 1889. If we inflation adjust this original cost using the Consumer Price Index, we get $44 million. According to a 2012 study by Chamber of Commerce of Monza and Brianza in northern Italy, it is worth $510 billion US. In 2011, the TV show Pricing the Priceless on the National Geographic Channel estimated it would cost $480 million US to rebuild it.
So, which is it? 44 million, 480 million, or 510 billion, or something else? Before I answer that question, let's first compare apples to apples and understand exactly what we're valuing here.
An asset like the Eiffel Tower would never be purchased or sold. The only reason anyone would need to value it would be in case it were to get damaged or destroyed in an accident or an act of God. Hence, the true traditional methods of valuation, the income and the market approach, are not suitable. If the French government would have to rebuild this iconic monument, they would only need to consider the cost of replacing it with a monument with similar features and function. The land on which it is situated, probably one of the most valuable land parcels in Europe, which alone could be worth billions, is irrelevant, since even in an accident, no real damage would be done to the land.
Hence, if the French government had to rebuild Europe's most iconic monument, they would first need to plan and design the structure, prep the land, acquire the materials, organize labor and equipment, and execute seamlessly how they did in 1887. Assuming this is doable, now let's go back and examine the 3 historic data points we have of its worth.
44 million, the inflation-adjusted number, that is too low. I think it would cost them just that much to plan and design the structure. 510 billion, this number is the overall economic benefit value of the monument to Paris and the French economy. It would even include things like incremental revenue a hotel could charge for an Eiffel Tower view suite. That is not the task at hand here. 480 million, the 2011 pricing claim is over 10 years old, and it is unclear what exactly is included in that number.
If the construction of Eiffel Tower was taken on as a project today, it would cost between $2 and $2.5 billion to rebuild it, not including the cost of land. This cost is broken down as following.
Design, planning, and permits, 50 million. Site work and foundation, 100 million. Materials, 600 million. Labor, 700 million. Equipment and transport, 200 million. Insurance and administration, 150 million. Miscellaneous and incidentals, 200 million.
Winston Churchill once said, "We shape our buildings Thereafter, they shape us. If I were to ask you to think of New York, really, close your eyes, think of New York. What comes to mind? Does the image of the Statue of Liberty come to mind?
Or when I say Sydney, does the image of the Sydney Opera House come to mind? Or when I say London, does the image of the Big Ben come to mind?
Monuments like the Eiffel Tower are made of steel, labor, and ingenuity. But when the people who live and breathe around them accept them as part of the landscape, that is when they start reshaping our lives and become legendary. Thanks for watching.